on how you go from hello to yes on what you're looking for.
Sean is a master. He teaches. It's not just about sharing the formula with you. It's about making sure that we learn.
I went from $100,000 in debt from law school to having no money and starting my own law firm on my credit card to selling it 4 years later.
Sean and I, we co-created massive victories in 2 unwinnable jury trials, which are recognized nationally now as top 100 jury verdicts.
To be even on the same track with you, who I respect and admire and love with all my heart.
Never again submit. You're not better and you're not less than any human on earth.
When you shared with us about the unblinded process and the mastery sales training, I just went, wow.
Sean will gain proximity to the most influential and powerful people. He will find out how he can grow their business, how he can help them personally. But the third thing that he does is the most important. Sean serves without an expectation of getting anything in return.
You have very, very high-performing colleagues.
22 years ago, you transformed my life as you did all these people's lives over the course of time. I couldn't be more grateful. Let's hear it for Tony Robbins.
I don't see him as a lawyer, and I don't see him as a blind person. Someone who has subjugated his ego, who has taught me what serving really looks like.
You have this incredible ability to just have unconditional love for everyone, and that is just an incredible gift.
The moment you have been waiting for.
The American Blind Association is the first new face and voice of that association since Helen Keller.
Formula for formulas, which is exactly what I've learned from Sean. It's a language-based predictable model. We will have over 300 new sales meetings this month.
This superpower in the world that is attainable for you is the ability to influence people. If you believe that, say yes. If you believe that, say yes.
Do you think that worked?
Bella Rita, it's Nathan Hansen's Heart of Influence, kicking off February on Mastery Monday. Got snow in Utah, got snow in New Jersey, got snow in Colorado, even got snow in Florida last month. So Bella Rita, hello, hello. Happy Mastery Monday.
Happy Mastery Monday, Sean. We definitely have a full house today. Are you ready to hear who we have?
I am, because Plato, the Greek philosopher, said play a game with me for an hour and we will learn more about each other than if we speak for a year. And playing the game of heart-centered, growth-minded, integrous, committed to mastery, influence, Bella Rita, who is here on Nathan Hansen's Heart of Influence.
First, coming from New Jersey, practicing at Duke University, a trauma surgeon, scientist, inventor, and entrepreneur, creating patenting. Sean, it sounds like you keep going under like one of those hair dryers at the salon.
Yes, we should be good. Are we good now?
Perfection.
Yes, there we go. We're creating and patenting surgical tools like rib grafts, 3D printout of titanium, revolutionizing the treatment of thoracic trauma, researcher and clinician using AI, advanced biomakers, and cutting-edge decision-making tools to reimagine how our medical system creates better outcomes for everyone. Let's welcome to the show, Dr. Joe Fernandez.
You sure you got the right person there? Man, that's a lot of stuff.
Wild, so prematurely. One more time, what do we have?
Dr. Joe Fernandez.
Dr. Joe, how shall we refer to you today?
Dr. Joe works good.
Awesome, Dr. Joe. Warm welcome. And again, that Greek philosopher Plato played a game for an hour, and we kicked this game off with a fun fact. It's a headline, not a story, Dr. Joe. Could be an adventurous moment, proud moment, shocking moment, surprising moment. Like I made my co-founder of Unblinded ski from the top of a mountain on his first full day of skiing in his life, a blue trail, and he only fell 20 times without injury, but made 5 consecutive turns. That would be a headline fun fact and not a story. Dr. Joe, please, what is your headline fun fact that would make us say, Dr. Joe, no way? Please, Dr. Joe.
My headline fun fact is that I learned to play the saxophone at the age of 10 and then graduated to ultimately playing the saxophone for the Pope and all of the cardinals throughout the Northeast by the age of 17.
No way.
Dr.
Drop the mic.
Where, if anywhere, did Clarence Clemens fit in to the saxophone-ness of your appreciation?
Clarence Clemens?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah,
Anywhere.
on the top there, my friend. But I'm more of a Coltrane fan personally.
Got it. Coltrane, Clarence. Let's go. Bella Verita. We are rocking the house. The big man is remembered in the house today for sure. And please, Bella, who's joining Dr. Joe?
Joining Dr. Joe, and not the big man today, but joining Dr. Joe from Charlotte, North Carolina, 25 years in commercial real estate, originally serving as a transaction agent, then developing deeper relationships as a leasing agent, serving numerous large law firms and businesses, welding expertise in law, tax planning, asset management, and accounting, advising clients how to manage their real estate assets to support their business outcomes. And he is known as the real estate quarterback. Let's welcome to the show, Ben Spear.
QB Ben on Nathan Hansen's Art of Influence. Warm welcome, and please your fun fact.
Fun fact. So I had a few of them, but thought I'd settle with I'm the son on the music front, on the sax front. I'm the son of a pretty famous beach drummer, Bobby Spear, who was with the Rivieras and the Catalinas. For anybody that's grown up in the Southeast, certainly on the coastline, you would know those bands. He shared the stage with Curtis Mayfield, Stevie Wonder, Wilson Pickett. He taught me how to play when I was 5, and I came up the ranks and also had the joyous experience of playing with acts such as Widespread Panic, Little Feat, and String Cheese Incident. I don't know if y'all have heard of any of those bands.
Good stuff.
Ben, we're starting a band up here today, and Bella Reed is looking for a gig as lead. So we got something going here, Ben. Warm welcome on Nathan Hansen's Heart of Influence. Bella, lead singer-ness may be present with the band backing you. Let's go.
I definitely think I'm ready to take the lead singing position for sure. And then Sean, just so you know, we've texted Michael, your audio is not great. So just letting you know, hopefully he's going to come back and fix that. And next up, from Johnson City, Tennessee, a general surgeon in Houston for 25 years, running a hybrid business combining general practices with clinical education. Frustrated with business of medicine, relocated to the mountains of Tennessee, a passion for teaching young physicians approaching retirement, and wants to teach physicians how to run a business to use it to create life of purpose. Let's welcome to the show, Kelly Ojaro.
Very much.
Well,
Dr. Kelly Ojaro.
Dr. Kelly, warm welcome. And my audio, Bella, how we doing?
It's better.
Okay, Dr. Kelly, please, your fun fact.
Well, I grew up in Houston, Texas, and I don't know how many people are familiar with the Carrabba's restaurant chain around most of the country, but Johnny Carrabba and I are first cousins, and we were on the same boxing team from age 12 to well into high school, played football together. And I guess that's about the most exciting fact I could communicate to you guys.
That's super cool. And what I don't know this restaurant chain, like what would be their signature dish?
It would be the the veal marsala.
Nice.
It's
Bella,
Italian. You would like it, Sean.
Bella, I'm going to get some veal marsala, and I'm going to go with the chicken parm. Let's go get it.
Let's go get it. Next up, coming from Philadelphia, PA, 2 decades as a firefighter, won the gold medal in the Firefighter Combat Championship over 50 relay in 2017, 2018, and silver in 2019, a nonprofit that has served 100,000 firefighters and first responders through the DoD and the U.S. Force Service, speaks and teaches his program building spiritual resilience, creating community, and strengthening character. Let's welcome to the show, David Wertz.
David, warm welcome to the Heart of Influence, and please, your fun fact.
Well, I'm just going to follow these guys. My fun fact was I was blessed by the Pope. And when the Pope visited Philadelphia, we did the cover up for it. And so so he threw one on me and I actually got to hold the Pope hat.
Wow.
So I think I'm one call away from the big guy. I don't know if that puts me ahead of Dr. Joe because he serenaded him, but I think I'm close.
Let's keep this Pope thing rolling. Our corollary fun fact, David, is we call Bella Her Holiness. Her Holiness, back to you.
That is a wonderful fun fact. I'm seeing the Pope making an appearance later, but we'll get back to that. Next up from Durham, North Carolina, founder and CEO of a wealth management firm, a financial advisory firm catering to the special needs of physicians and medical professionals. Started as a basic financial planner and wealth manager, seeing patterns with clients, serving more and more physicians. Now, nationally recognized speaker on the unique circumstances required to build and preserve wealth as a physician. Let's welcome to the show, Shane Ruffing.
Shane, warm welcome to Nathan Hansen's Heart of Influence. Please, your fun fact.
Thank you. Fun fact is I spent about 15 years a professional chef, and one time in an ice carving competition carved Santa's sleigh and 5 reindeer out of 300-pound blocks of ice with an 18-inch Makita chainsaw.
Whoa!
Whoa!
That is awesome.
No way!
8,000 people in the Heart of Influence. That is a top 20 fun fact of all time. Welcome to the party. Bella Rita, don't get any ideas with a chainsaw. Back to you.
I have no ideas for a chainsaw, but I do have some ideas for our next Christmas and holiday party. Maybe we could hire Shane for a job or two. There we go. Next up from Charlotte, North Carolina, a starter on the 82 National Championship basketball team with none other than Michael Jordan, became head coach at multiple Division I schools, selected as AP National Coach of the Year, worked with ESPN, the Indiana Pacers, and the Atlantic 10 Conference, nationally recognized speaker, best-selling author, and media personality, guiding businesses and athletic leaders to develop leadership skills and team dynamics. Let's welcome to the show, Matt Dougherty.
Thank you. Thank you.
Matt, we'll get to Bella's identity a little bit. I think you may get a chuckle out of it when we share a corollary fun fact. But warm welcome, present to your mastery, sir, as player and coach. It's awesome to have you here. And please, Matt, what is your fun fact?
Yeah, it's a great question since I was going to go with played basketball with Michael Jordan, but Bella tipped that. But you know, that's probably the thing that people are most interested in. So
yeah, Matt,
playing with Michael Jordan.
I don't want to interrupt you, but I thought Michael Jordan had the privilege of playing basketball with you.
That is actually how I deliver it. Since I'm a year older than Michael, I taught him everything he knows about basketball. He actually wasn't very good when he showed up in Chapel Hill, and I took him under my my wing.
There we go.
I must humbly state.
Yes, receive, Matt, and clear that Nike went from 3 million in sneaker sales to 20 billion thanks to you making
That's
Jordan.
right.
So, Matt, welcome to Heart of Influence, and thanks for being here today.
Thank you very much. Appreciate you having me.
Let's go.
Let's go, Bella Rita.
Let's go, Sean Callaghan. Next from Durham, North Carolina, a record-setting career as a quarterback for UNC, followed by the NFL as a Denver Bronco behind John Elway under iconic coaches Dan Reeves, Mike Shanahan, and Don Shula. Then 30 years building and selling 2 commercial real estate brokerage firms before being diagnosed with an aggressive terminal form of leukemia. I'm so sorry. Published his first book on mastery, faith, and his son's hero's journey to Division I quarterback. Let's welcome to the show, Scott Stankovich.
Scott, warm welcome. Congratulations as well on all of your accomplishments and mastery. And please, your fun fact.
I beat Matt Doherty in one-on-one. We were at Carolina together. You knew that was coming, Matt.
And was that to like
and I'm a
7,
Springsteen Cult
11,
fan.
like 7, 11, 15? What'd you guys play to?
Probably 21, and it was the
No,
only
no,
time
no.
he said,
I don't remember playing. I don't know what he's talking
"Oh
about,
my
Steve.
gosh." He said he'd never beat him. I beat him the next game. He said, "You'll never beat me again." I said, "We'll never play again. I don't have to." Fun fact. Absolutely
It's
true.
not that actually. It's not that funny, Bella. I don't know what you're laughing at.
And I'm a Colt Springsteen fan saw about 35 to 40 shows, and people that know me growing up would know that.
Amen. The boss is in the house. If I do this correctly, let's go. Thunder Road, Meeting Across the River, song number 7. Jungle Land, Backstreets, Born to Run, She's the One, 10th Avenue Freeze Out. Yes, I think I've named all 8 songs on the Born to Run album. So warm welcome. We share that in common. Bella Verita, we got Bruce fans in the building. Chapel Hill, North Carolina. Dean Smith Dynamics. Eddie Ford, friends with Dean Smith. Fun stories. Maybe not enough for today, but let's rock and roll, Bella. Come on.
Let's rock and roll, no pun intended. From the Research Triangle in North Carolina, starting off as a wealth management and financial consulting, then set out to create his own firm, scaled from 5 million to 115 million in assets in less than 6 years, all from word of mouth, offering bespoke strategies, wealth management, and financial planning for clients with unique needs, seeks to lead his small team and others to the higher level of growth. Let's welcome to the show, Buddy Amiss.
Warm welcome, Buddy. Thanks for being on Nathan Hansen's Heart of Influence here today. And please, your fun fact.
I'm an amateur race car driver and high performance driving educator instructor.
Fastest you've ever driven in a car.
154 miles an hour.
Let's rock and roll. Bella does that on the highway on weekends. Come on, brother. Let's go. No, awesome job, Bella Verita. We got super cool folks here today. Race car drivers, quarterbacks in the NFL, huge hoops players, people making magic happen with guitars and saxophones and all of it. Bella Verita, come on.
And Sean, I'm saving the coolest for last, from Niceville, Florida.
I'm not from Niceville, Florida.
You are not from Niceville, Florida, but you're my co-host. So, first, from Niceville, Florida, a retired Air Force lieutenant colonel and fighter pilot, flew combat missions over 5 different countries and 2 continents. An Olmsted scholar, spending 2 years in Valencia, Spain, earning an MBA in Spanish. A pilot for Southwest Airlines, and his true passion is teaching physicians, attorneys, and financial advisors how to master their leadership and influence so they can exponentially grow their business. Let's welcome to the show, Nathan Hansen.
Thank you, Bella.
Yes, Nathan Hansen is much cooler than me. I fully agree. So Nathan, my apologies. Yes, you are definitely that. So brother, warm welcome to your Heart of Influence. We could not be more thankful to you for your service to our nation, the heroic dynamics you bring forward, and integrous leadership. And please, Mr. Nathan Hansen, on your Heart of Influence, what's your fun fact, brother?
Well, I was reflecting on Scott and Matt's stories, and everybody, we all wanted to be Division I college athletes, coming out of high school. And I wanted to as well. Football didn't work out. I was a pole vaulter. Wasn't quite good enough for that. And so I struck out in another direction, and I joined the skydiving team. And so I was a Division I national champion in the accuracy division for parachuting my junior year at the Air Force Academy.
How do you never tell us this? All the things that I know about you. That's unbelievable, dude. How do you not? That's like the first time you've ever shared that here. Yes?
Maybe to that degree of specificity, yeah.
Yeah, dude, that's crazy, dude. Super amazing. Shall we do the things, Nathan?
Let's do it.
All right. So the woman that has been introducing everybody here today, she began her career in influence as an 8-year-old selling crafts on her parents' front lawn. By the age of 19, she was putting 3 words together that just don't go together: teenager, network marketing, and 7 figures. Yeah, $1 million this lady was producing as a 19-year-old in the space of network marketing. Not easy to do. Then, like Michael Jordan, which we say every day, she was three-peating at 24, 25, and 26 years old, but not in hoops, Matt, but instead as Nevada's #1 business broker. Male-dominated industry, first woman ever be Nevada's #1 business broker, and the youngest ever male or female. Take that, dudes. She takes that mastery and starts training Fortune 500 companies and entrepreneurs. In fact, in 2019, every sales team Bella Vreda worked with doubled their sales. Skier, surfer, scuba diver, adventurer in the most extreme of conditions. Maybe she learned it on YouTube or maybe from a blind man. Depends on the up and down stock of that blind man. She's also a philanthropist that raised more than $10 million with the Unblinded team, including 215 grand just yesterday. And this incredible woman, who's a published author, in 2023 publicly battled and defeated cancer. Let's welcome to Nathan Hansen's Heart of Influence, the woman that put the heart in it, Bella Vreda. Miss Bella Vreda, it's been so long. Please, your fun fact.
It has been so long, Sean. And I have a fun fact today that I don't even think you know. But since Dr. Kelly brought up Carrabba's, I'm going to go with the fun fact that my dad used to host the Austin Corvette show in the Carrabba's parking lot off 183 in Austin every year. And I'm pretty certain that his favorite part about running that every year was having the Dallas Cowboy cheerleader team and the Texas bikini team out at the Corvette show. So that is my fun fact for today, Sean Gallagher.
And she's not kidding. She is not kidding with the amazing.
But it was all for Make-A-Wish Foundation, though.
Oh my God.
They did raise a lot of money for Make-A-Wish
Her
Foundation.
dad's a 3-time combat tour veteran, so he gets to enjoy the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders any way he likes. Bella Vreda, come on now. Let's go.
Let's go. And let me introduce my co-host, the man that Tony Robbins said, there's no one who leads with more heart and more integrity than Sean Gallagher. He beats world champions like Becky at body surfing competitions. He is only one of 2 attorneys to win 2 top 100 national jury verdicts between 2014 and 2016, and the only one that's blind out of 1.2 million attorneys. In fact, the state of New Jersey actually named him one of New Jersey's most influential attorneys. He has spoken on stages such as Disney, T-Mobile, Salesforce, Tony Robbins 18 times. And when he's not busy flying around speaking on stages, he's an incredible philanthropist that has raised millions of dollars for charities in Ukraine and beyond. Let's welcome to the show, Mr. Sean Gallagher.
Miss Bella Vreda, thank you. So I'm going to go with a couple quick corollary fun facts because we have such an extraordinary group of people. 5 years old, my mom found out I was going to go blind. At 10 years old, I did not start on my Little League all-star team in a tiny little town. By the age of 18, I was a Division I college starter as a freshman, playing in Bo Jackson's dugout as I almost bumped into him against Notre Dame, who won the national championship in the fall that year, in their last national championship in football as a 4-year Division I starter at Columbia Baseball. But my hereditary eye disease, retinitis pigmentosa, deprived me of the ability to go to the next level and play professionally. However, growing up, and this may be interesting for some of the fine folks here, especially our North Carolina friends, the Hurleys were best friends of my parents. So Bobby Hurley used to come play in the backyard 8 doors down from me in northern New Jersey against Eddie Peterson one-on-one basketball. And when I was the captain of the Columbia baseball team, Eddie was the becoming the second all-time leading scorer at Yale, and he was the Ivy League Rookie of the Year his freshman year, playing against the Hurleys continuously. And to this day, I have the blessing and privilege of seeing them. I saw Danny Hurley at a wake just a year ago, and Bob Hurley Sr. at a wake about 6-8 months ago. So that is my quick corollary Northern New Jersey basketball, baseball, fun facts, Bella Rita. Oh, and Bob Hurley's best friend, Eddie Ford, documented all over the place. And he and Eddie Ford and Bob Hurley used to go down and watch the Final Four whenever North Carolina was in it. And when they weren't, hang out with Dean Smith as well, who's a very close friend that used to mitigate and mediate the crazy Abbott and Costello fights of Eddie Ford and Bob Hurley Sr. Bella Rita, those are my fun facts.
Those are some pretty fun facts, Sean Callaghy. And I know none of those people other than what you have shared, but they're pretty fun facts, and I'm sure everybody else knows exactly all the things.
Yes. Well, thank you, Bella Rita. And please, who is going first?
Ooh, Sean, I think Dr. Joe is dying to go first.
So, Dr. Joe, we're exploring the superpower of influence. We've had some fun, been a little silly, talking a little fast, but here's the reality. Everything that happens from Michael Jordan partnering with Nike as Mama Jordan caused the yes that made that thing happen, to Dean Smith coaching, causing leadership and national championships, to any degree of leadership, management in the military, marketing, selling, recruitment, fundraising for profit, not for profit, happens after one thing occurs. Yes. No yes, no anything that we see. This computer doesn't exist. We're not here together. None of it happens. But what does it look like when we're not pitching, hooking, selling like Jordan Belfort, Wolf of Wall Street? Yuck. What does it look like, however, when growth-minded, heart-centered, integrous people committed to mastery come together and yes, should happen? So Dr. Joe, to illustrate this, Bella Rita is going to be anybody like her to be. Heck, she could be somebody famous like Oprah Winfrey, Warren Buffett. They're looking to do something philanthropic or otherwise. Or she could be an ideal client, or anybody, Dr. Joe, that you want to be creating a yes with. Footnote, it doesn't have to be a sale. It doesn't have to be a cold meeting. It could be anything. And it could just be a yes for a longer conversation. So Dr. Joe, please, who would you like Bella Rita to be that you go from hello to yes with?
I would like Bella to be a trauma patient with broken ribs.
Oof. Bella Rita, please take us in, and thank you for not embarrassing me with the Necker Island fun fact. Take us in, Bella.
You're welcome. Hello. Hi, Doc.
Hi, Bella. So, have you broken a rib?
I think so. It's very, very painful.
I can imagine. Well, I've broken ribs, and I had my chest cut open a year ago, so I know what you're going through. It hurts, right?
You're not going to cut my chest open, are you?
No,
Is that
we're
what you're
not.
here to tell me? You're going to cut my chest open?
No, but I want you to come with me on a journey to help change the way that we practice medicine.
Okay.
My name's Joe Fernandez. I'm an innovator. I'm a surgeon. But more importantly, I'm someone who cares about the inefficiencies of how we take care of people and know that creating solutions is more important than identifying problems. Through the stuff that I've worked on, either a chest tube insertion device or personalized care, I'm here to offer you an opportunity to come with me on a journey to make the care that we give people across the country and the world better by improving the efficiencies through AI, by bringing together innovative sciences to offer minimally invasive solutions for care, but more importantly, to optimize the care that we give so that we can improve your outcome on the backside of your injury. You know, seconds matter, right? You could have died.
Because what I don't understand what this has to do with my broken rib.
Well, because your
Don't we
broken
need
rib,
to fix that first before I can help you change the world?
we need to determine whether it needs to get fixed first. That's why we've created the solutions to that problem. You know, there's like 500,000 people a year that have broken ribs, and we only fix and treat surgically 15% of those. Everybody else goes home with narcotics and time. And I don't want that for you. Do you want that?
I definitely don't want that.
No, because that leads to 15% of people not going back to work, or 40% of people won't even be able to shower or bathe themselves or wipe themselves or eat after a couple of months. I don't want that for you either. And so,
Yeah, my partner often doesn't take a shower for a couple of months, so I definitely don't want to follow in this process either.
don't talk about Sean that way. The bottom line about it is that by understanding your personalized care, we're going to take trauma patients away from putting everybody in a bucket, which is where they are, and beginning to offer you a personalized approach to your injury and the pattern that may succumb after your injury. So,
Okay, so Doc, you gotta hold on
Yeah.
for a minute because I gotta go to the bathroom. But maybe when I get back, we can finish this conversation. And as long as I'm not walking out of here in pain, I'll hear what the rest of you have to say.
that sounds perfect.
Awesome,
All right,
great job,
Dr.
Doc.
Joe, excellent job here in the heart, the empathy, the vision. We'll get to the feedbackers in a moment. Bella, who's following up Dr. Joe if you're back from the restroom, please?
I am back from the restroom, and next up we have Mr. Ben Spear.
Ben, who would you like Bella to be, please?
Bella, why don't you be the managing partner of a successful AmLaw 100 law firm with offices across the country?
Bella Rita, you're the boss.
Wait,
Take us
I
in.
cut out a little bit. What was it?
An AM top 100 law firm. So big, giant law firm, big law. You're the head honcho. Take us in.
Ooh, I like being the head honcho.
Yeah, you're it.
Hello, head honcho Bella.
Hey, Bella, it's Ben Spear with Trinity Partners. So I talked to you about them.
The audio's a little bit scratchy. Can you say that one more time?
Yeah, it's Ben Spear with Trinity Partners. If I called you about them.
Oh, no, I have about 3 minutes.
Perfect, perfect. I think Scott Stankavich told you I might be reaching out. Have you heard from him?
Say that one more time.
I think Scott Stankavich said that I'd be reaching out. Have you heard from him?
Yes. He did. He did mention that you were going to call.
Okay, good. How do y'all know each other, by the way?
We know each other because we were on this show called The Heart of Influence, and we were introduced by Nathan Hansen.
Gotcha. Yeah, I go back to Scott about 25 years. I've known him in and out of work, and he's a great friend and mentor. But anyhow, the purpose of my call, I was calling to see if we might be able to help each other out. I lead a team at Trinity Partners where we advise real estate, well, I say occupiers of commercial real estate with their strategic initiatives, and we provide transaction management to those occupiers across the country, whether they have one office or multiple offices. We do specialize with law firms. With that, do you mind if I ask you a couple of questions about your real estate portfolio?
Yeah, sure, no problem.
Okay, cool. We're finding that many firms are interested in reducing their footprints across the country, but they're unsure of the impacts of those reductions as to how that will affect their long-term growth. So my question to you is, how are you managing sort of the push and pull of real estate optimization versus long-term growth?
So right now we have a couple of different advisors that we do work with that, that kind of coach us in a couple of different directions, but definitely open to, we're growth minded. So we will always stay open to looking at, different ways of doing things.
Sure. And of course, you know that another big issue that you're probably facing is attracting and retaining the best talent. Question for you: have you had any issues or challenges with your real estate, so attracting and retaining that talent, finding any of that real estate to be maybe obsolescent?
I think the question was, do we have trouble retaining retaining people? Was that what the question was?
Yeah.
Retaining talent, I think was the question.
Do you have any challenges with your real estate as to whether that real estate's helping you or hurting you with attracting and retaining talent?
Oh, the real estate. Okay, got it. I don't know that we have looked at it into that depth, but that's a very interesting question that you pose.
Yeah. Well, my team, Bella, we help drive profitability to shareholders and equity members like yourself. There are really 4 targets, and that's selective site selection, or I should say targeted site selection, square footage optimization, expense reduction, of course, and risk mitigation. I'd love to sit down with you and share a couple of case studies that we've done with some of your peer law firm groups, where we've helped them align their real estate strategy with their business strategy. If that sounds good, are you open to a cup of coffee here in the next few weeks?
I am definitely, if you bring a pistachio cream latte to my office, you will definitely get a meeting.
All right, you got it. So I'll reach out for that, and I'll bring the latte.
Awesome.
Thank
Sounds
you.
great.
Ben, thank you, thank you. Belvrita, we got Ben, we got Dr. Joe, we got feedbackers. Let's go rocking this thing, and perhaps only for the space of time, we could just give a quick numerical rating. Yeah, over to you.
Okay, got it. So, yes, this is a time in this show that we get to give back in the form of feedback. And so it's going to be 30 seconds of feedback for either Ben or Dr. Joe, something that they did great, something that they could do to improve. And then we'll give a scoring system of 1 to 10, 1 being you'd rather go to the dentist and have a root canal, and 10, you would get on a private jet and fly anywhere in the world. And we're going to keep a hard stop at 30 seconds to keep things moving. So let's start with David. And David, how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Ben? Oh, just unmute for us, David. And then Matt, I'm going to come to you next.
So unmute. Am I unmuted? Yes.
You are
So,
unmuted.
Ben, you were a little. Your what should we call it? Your audio was choppy the whole time, which I think. Yeah. So I'm going to deduct 3 points for choppy audio right off the top. But I'm not. So just for me, my 30 seconds is. I'm not. Our whole program isn't about productivity. It's about presence. Well, the biggest thing we can give a first responder is be present in the moment. And I felt you were extremely present. You're extremely calm. You were just in your, like, I was like, wow, that's a guy who sounds confident about what he's talking about. So just from a confidence perspective, I felt like you exuded confidence. I'd give you I'm deducting points because your audio, brother. I'm sorry about that. But I'm going to give you a solid 7 just for your presence alone. And I don't know anything about what you were talking about, so just take that under consideration. That was like speaking like Cambodian or something to me.
So
but
Dave,
what I took away is the essence of, like, this guy knows what he's talking about, and he's super calm and he's super cool. So your presence was like fantastic.
Awesome. Thank you for that. David, Bella, please.
Next up, let's go. Matt, how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Dr. Joe?
Okay, Joe, I thought that you have an interesting angle. Like, I've never heard that before. However, I don't think you did a great job of asking questions of Bella and getting to her side of the table, if you will. I think that if you would have done that and draw out some things that she was concerned about, and be able to put those at ease and then spin it back into the unique proposition that I think you have, I think you might have brought her closer to what you wanted, which was a yes. So, I think it's a 6. I think there's a lot of upside there. It's scripting and practice.
Awesome. Thank you for that. Matt, Belvrita, we got Dave, we got Matt, and
we got Dr. Kelly. Dr. Kelly, how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Ben?
I thought Ben's presentation from a surgical perspective was excellent. I do think it was a little long. I concur that more questions probably would have been more constructive. But I thought he had a 7 for sure.
All right.
And Dr. Kelly, was that for Dr. Joe?
Oh, I'm sorry. For Dr. Joe, my apology.
No worries. No worries. So then we'll go Shane. How about your 30 seconds of feedback for Ben, please?
Sure. Ben, super. I totally agree on the confidence, man. You got it nailed down. I have to agree with David. The audio was so bad, it made it difficult to hear what you're saying. And so the critical feedback piece would be, I know Bella mentioned the audio is a little bad. maybe I would have thought about how do I confirm that the audio is good, and if it isn't good, either reboot or make a cell phone call or something, because it really degrades the obvious quality of what you're talking about when you're trying to piece together what the real question is. And since you only had 3 minutes up front, you got a busy executive. A lot of these folks are going to cut you off at 3 minutes immediately, and it'd just be helpful, I think, to write in there, say, hey, sorry. And even if you don't have the ability to control the audio, just say, look, I know you're busy. Can I get 3 minutes of your time tomorrow at 2? And it's probably gotten a quick yes and been boom, drop the mic.
There we go. Shane, thank you. Bella Verita.
Thank you, Shane. Let's go, Scott. Scott, how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Dr. Joe?
Dr. Joe, I was very intrigued you about where you were going, and I'm still curious and intrigued about that. But I was also worried that we got a person with a broken rib, and I've been in the hospital a lot of times for a lot of reasons, not a broken rib, but I was wanting you to address her and her issue. Like, how does this life-saving, world-changing thing help me? I got a broken rib. What do I do? So I think you were, I think you were speaking the way you were for a slightly different reason. Probably wouldn't handle a real patient that way. Or maybe you would. I don't know. But I thought, for the purpose of Bella had a broken rib, it took a little while to get her understanding that you were the right person to help her. So I've got you at a 6.5.
Nice. Thank you for that, Scott, for sure. Bella Verita.
We're going to go with Buddy. Buddy, how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Mr. Spear, please?
Yeah, I got to say again that I was excited about your just knowledge and presence around the sales process. I used to run a call center that had about 30 different employees, and I would hear the click of a phone turning off and on about 13,000 times a day. And with practice and perseverance and a little bit of luck, you can get that quick yes. The encouragement and rapport that I would tell you is be ready to reward yourself on any small yes. I don't know if you've got a sweet tooth like myself. I'd be lining up M&Ms in front of me. Every time I get a little bit further with somebody, it's popping back when I'm on that little downtime. But yeah, for what I heard, I would encourage you to, be prepared to do it a lot.
Double dose on dopamine with sugar and M&Ms and wins and yeses on the call. Great job, buddy. Bella Verita.
I love it. And let's go. Mr. Nathan Hansen, how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Dr. Joe, please?
Well, first of all, I'm going to take the script here and I'm going to feedback the feedbackers, because we've already heard, everybody's thoughts. I don't have anything to add for what Joe or Ben did, but it's just funny to me. We have a room full of men who are competitors, and we immediately went away from the soft scale of comparison to we're given scores. And I just loved everybody's awareness on that, the feedback. You all are brilliant. Shane, I loved how you addressed speaking into truth. If the audio's bad, let's fix it. And Buddy with the M&Ms, I learned as much from the feedbackers as I did from the demonstration. So thank you all.
Awesome.
Great job.
Nathan Hansen, you know what time it is, everybody. Since these fine folks, Dr. Joe and the amazing gentleman who was powering through and moving through the mechanism of the virtual world and audio challenges, stepped into that seat of giving their participants.
Yes.
Bella Verita makes me do it. Bella, let's go.
Yes, Nathan, we're going to have some fun today, because I definitely had some fun today. This is payback, Nathan, for Sean starting me out Saturday morning, going down a very icy double black diamond to start my skiing day, which may have resulted in starting my day in tears. So this is a little payback for that. Nathan, as you know, and everyone, this is the time in the show where I get to put my co-host on the hot seat in a scenario that he has no idea about. Little payback for Ben and Dr. Joe as well. Nathan, you can choose any one of my scenarios that I've cooked up for Sean to go from hello to yes on. You can choose one of my scenarios. You can change anything about my scenarios, or you can scrap them all together. Are you ready to hear what I have for today?
Let's go.
All right, so since we had a little conversation about the Pope, I'm bringing the Pope back. And I thought option number one is Sean could role play the Pope going from hello to yes with President Trump, convincing President Trump to take a vow of humanity and live like a monk for a year. So that is option number one. Yes, I was very upset on Saturday. Option number two is, we have some Bruce fans in the house. I, though, Nathan, am a hip hop fan. So I thought Sean could role play Dr. Dre, going from hello to yes with the boss man to do a new album called The Boss Goes Hip Hop, and convincing Bruce Springsteen to do a hip hop album. So that's option number two I got for you, Nathan. And then option number three is we could do a reverse role play of Ben, since his audio was out, and Sean could role play Ben, going from hello to yes with Moore Van Halen. It's the largest law firm in Charlotte, North Carolina, boasting 350 attorneys. So those are the three options I got for you today. I got Dr. Dre, I got a Pope, I got Ben. What say you, Mr. Nathan Hansen?
Well, first of all, Sean must have really got on your bad side this weekend, because that is some. And I do like the
at least
opportunity
11 different ways, Nathan. Yes.
I do like to hear the opportunity of Sean playing Dr. Dre, but for what we have here today, I would like to see, and this is something that's been going on. We've seen people have lost their grants, people have lost lots of money that they used to get from the federal government to move their missions forward, and all of a sudden those are gone. So I would like to see Sean go from hello to yes with Elon Musk, the head of the Doge. I don't know what that stands for. It's not a coin, but it's the government efficiency. And on restoring the grants for Duke University's research program, which funds Dr. Joe Fernandez's work and research that he does in the modernization of medicine and thoracic trauma care. Hello to yes as Dr. Joe with Elon Musk, who will be played by none other than Mr. Matt Doherty.
Oh boy. Nathan and Bella, I thought you were my friends. So, Matt, are you up for playing Mr. Elon Musk, sir?
Oh gosh. Yeah, I guess. Sure.
All right. So, hi, is Mr. Musk available?
Yes. This is Elon.
Hey, and Mr. Musk, I mean, you said Elon. How would you like me to refer to you, sir?
Yeah, Elon was perfect. Yes.
Wow, Elon, thank you. This is Dr. Joe. We had a 3-minute conversation scheduled for today, and Elon's, it's still a good time for you.
Oh, yes, perfect. Thank you for asking.
Yeah, thank you. And Elon, listen, I know that you know who you are. Richest man in the history of the world by multiple factors. And of course, the role you're playing in influence in the federal government. I know that you know who you are. I just want you to know that I know who you are. And I'm super grateful for this time. You got 2.5 minutes and counting. I will honor that. Just super grateful. But my simple question, Elon, is why did you even accept this conversation with me with how busy you are? I'm super grateful. But what was the prompt, the why behind it, please, Elon?
Yes. Whenever you get a referral from a friend, I figure 3 minutes, you never know what that turns into. It could be an opportunity. So I can invest 3 minutes and see if there's a return on that 3 minutes. So that investment I thought was worth it based on the referral I got.
Well, thank you, Elon. And a final quick question is, in this new role in government efficiency, I am very clear that cutting expenses is massive. I've read all of your books. I understand that you took a long-term employee who asked for a raise and removed her job because you did her job and found that it was unnecessary. And Mr. Musk, I just want to start out by saying I applaud that at the highest level of creating massive efficiencies. It's what this country is built on, meritocracy. But Mr. Musk, am I missing anything, or am I really landing on your purpose, which is creating efficiency so that money, time, and energy invested creates an exponential return, not only in business, but for a federal government? Am I hearing that correctly, sir, or is there anything else I'm missing?
No, I think just not really at the end of the day, the federal government, but the people. We want to make this the best country in the world and keep it so and make it even better. And by giving people a return on their efforts instead of wasteful government, we want them to get rewarded with keeping more of their own money and being more efficient with how we spend it.
Amen. Well, thank you, Mr. Musk. And from that place, in our final minute or so, may I share a couple of things that may or may not resonate with you?
Sure.
Yeah. So, Mr. Musk, again, couldn't agree more that there needs to be massive cuts. It's completely crazy how the federal bureaucracy has just wasted taxpayer dollars. At the same time, obviously, you make prudent investments. The companies you've built have taken capital to build them, and it's created exponential returns. So I think we could probably agree that some degree of spending is great when the spending is invested in the right things. Does that make a little bit of sense? Okay, awesome. So what I do, and unfortunately it's been cut at this moment, but I get it. There's been a federal freeze because money is like flowing out of every place, and you got to figure out where to turn those spigots back on again. Most of them will not get turned back on again, but the work I do relates to trauma and physical health of people. And there's a catastrophic series of realities related to healthcare and medicine. And I know we need to revamp the healthcare system. I know Dr. Oz may be coming in along with Robert Kennedy and others in that space. But simply put, Mr. Musk, what I would propose to you is, whether it be with you or with somebody else, perhaps Dr. Oz, Robert Kennedy, to turn back on what we're doing here at Duke University. And I would love the opportunity to have a 30-minute conversations with those folks, or even yourself, where I think we could slash hundreds of billions of dollars of healthcare waste, but be looking at where to turn the dial back on again in terms of monetary spending. So it's not just for me self-interestedly. Yes, I'd like to have that conversation, but I think I could shed some massive insight into where waste is and perhaps isn't, Mr. Musk. So thank you for the time. And my final question is, how would it resonate with you or not, sir? Either for yourself, Mr. Musk, or perhaps Mr. Kennedy or Dr. Oz or some other person, to bring forth some of these concepts with a PowerPoint and studies and backed science and efficiency economically to move this governmental efficiency forward. Mr. Musk, what say you?
Yeah, no, I think it aligns with our mission, and 30 minutes will be a time well spent.
Well, thank you, Mr. Musk. And shall I set that up with your assistant, Tom, that set up this conversation today?
You could follow up with Tom. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a blessed day and go get it. Keep up the great work. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Out of roll. Matt, thank you. First of all, Matt, seriously, thank you for being here today.
Yeah, thanks.
Very, very present to what you've accomplished and what it means. As a Division I college athlete, I'm now blind. I did not play. I didn't win a national championship, but I did have a very meaningful degree of success, and I'm clear what it takes to win a national championship like you did, move on to the NBA and the coaching ranks and all the things you've done. That is a one in millions and millions of humans to achieve what you have, Matt. And I just want to acknowledge that. Thank you for being here, and say, how'd I do as Dr. Joe having a conversation with Elon Musk?
Yeah, I think the thing that as I was writing down, you got me to nod. I think to the yes, a small yes. You got me to agree, and I think that's always good to try to, again, get me on the same side of the table with you, or you to get to the same side of the table with me, and then align with my mission of reducing waste. So again, getting on the same side, and then very clear, like 30 minutes. Okay, I can 30 minutes. I'm ahead of efficiency. So, you give me 30 minutes. I don't like ambiguity. So I thought you related to me very well.
Well, Matt, thank you. Appreciate that. And again, really appreciate being here today. So,
Thank you.
And by the way, Matt, how was your time today overall on Nathan's Heart of Influence?
Yeah, I think it was good. I think that, that there's a lot of, this is important. I'm an executive coach. So we just had a speaker that spoke on the asking formula. How do you ask? And we're all in sales, whether you're a doctor or, everybody here is in sales. And so, how you ask for something, how you get on the other side of the table, like I was saying, is critical, because you can't move forward with your business or in your life unless you know how to do this. And it is fundamental, and it is a practice. So the role playing is awkward as hell. I give Joe and Ben a lot of credit, because it's hard. but the experiences they had, I bet you Ben will never be on a Zoom call again where he has bad Wi-Fi. And Joe will never not ask the patient more questions. And it sucks to be put on the spot. But as an executive coach and someone who's lost his job, I always talk about you want to mine for the truth, because if you don't manage the truth will manage you out the door. And so you got a dose of the truth, and you'll be better, even though you're freaking affiliated with that school in Durham. You'll be better. You'll be better. You'll be better as a result of this hour. And that's what I'm all about, is getting better. So did we get better today? I think everybody got better today.
That's awesome, Matt. Where Bobby Hurley was playing point guard a little bit ago. So thank you for that.
Yeah, no, Bobby, I know the Hurleys very well, and yeah, they they are coaching like they played, and as a result, they get teed up every once in a while.
I did an entire seminar, I had a 4-day seminar I did, Matt, and I taught about the Hurleys with clips, pieces for about 4 hours of one of those 4 days. So yes, that's a lot of fun. So thank you for that, Matt, for sure. And Danny's doing some really cool things. Got a Marquette win, got a bounce back. We'll see where it goes. But thank you for being here, Matt.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Awesome. And Dr. Joe, thanks for being here. A really wonderful job. Never easy to do, as Matt said. Jump in that participant seat. How'd I do as you? And how was your time today at Nathan Hansen's Heart of Influence?
You did great. You did the things clearly that I did not, from picking the right person to ask the yes for, to the specific ask, which I never quite got around to. And I think part of it was picking the wrong person to be asking, which, when you're trying to ask for something, you got to pick the right person to get what you need from. And so you did an excellent job synthesizing the things that I do into a coherent, quick thought, and getting that ask out and locking it in with the right people, not just Elon, but then asking for the additional points. I think other things that were really great were, the complementary nature that you bring to the conversation and the presence that you have with the person that you're speaking with. It's clear that you're sincere. And yes, that's not how I typically speak with patients. And it's usually more face to face. And I usually already know what they have before I'm asking them questions about it. So, but I think it was great. I've certainly learned a ton from the pitch idea perspective to getting to that question about what specifically I'm asking for. And so I've had a great time. I've learned a lot. It's an absolute privilege to be sitting here amongst like champions of all of your perspective fields, and to be seeing excellence not just in what you have done, but transmuted into other fields within that. And that is an impressive feat. I do have to ask, since you've been talking about the Hurleys and you grew up in Jersey, I grew up in West Orange and was friends with the Raffertys and the Knights and the Bosworths. And I don't know if you ever, who also apparently knew the Hurleys as well, and had many a story about them. And it's just, I can't leave without asking if you knew any of those people that I went to elementary school and high school with throughout.
I do know who they are. I don't know them personally, though. So do you know who they are? Yeah, don't know them personally. And remember, with the Hurleys, I have two different intersections. Story for different. We're running out of time. My business partner is actually married into the Hurley family as in-laws, Rob Gill. So Danny was actually, and Bob Hurley Sr. was at his mother and brother's wakes and funerals, and we reminisced about back in the day. And I had the second in commonness, which is the Peterson family in Emerson and Eddie Ford. That's how I ended up, going from sort of nobody from nowhere in baseball to being recruited a lot of places. So special times. I do know who those folks are from Jersey, but I never had the privilege of meeting them personally.
Awesome. Well, thank you. And thank you to everybody here for the awesome opportunity.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Dr. Joe. Appreciate that. Buddy, 13,000 clicks a day. That's mastery, brother. What happens with that? And how was your time today, buddy? Thanks for the great feedback you gave on the Heart of Influence.
He's shaking his head.
Yeah.
He's nodding
Sorry, was
his
there a
head.
question? I missed it.
Yeah, just how was your experience today,
Oh, it was
buddy?
great. It was excellent. Enjoyed the experience, getting to know you guys a little bit more and seeing a little bit of how your brains tick, and doing it live is no easy feat.
Awesome. Well, appreciate you for sure. Scott, thank you. Your mastery fully present in all the ways, personally, in sport and professionally. And Scott, how was your time today on the Heart of Influence?
I enjoyed hearing everybody. I really did, all the stories. There's so much excellence here and mastery, and yet masters get better. Masters continue self-improvement and pursue higher and higher. And I don't think you ever get there, Sean. I know you to be somebody like that, Matt, all the guys that are on here. So yeah, I really enjoyed that. And there's more with all the excellence we all have. There's more, and that's what I'm after. So thank you.
Every day, brother. And that's how you got to where you are and how you keep going and fully aligned. Quick question, Scott, if I may. If you had one common thread, you played for some of the greatest coaches in NFL history, one common thread, if you had like a headline of what you took away as a common denominator of those folks, anything pop up for you as something you'd share with the group, like this was a common denominator?
My brain doesn't think as fast as it used to. Just that they were certain, they weren't afraid to coach or be coached, and that's uncommon. That's uncommon, and so this is an uncommon group assembled of highly successful elite people, and being coached is something they want, and that goes from Michael Jordan to Matt Doherty to Buddy Amos. Sorry, buddy, but that's it. Being coachable.
All right, Scott, I can't see, but somebody from our team just texted me and said, Matt's looking for a rematch. Will you grant him a rematch?
No, he said this was, my fun fact. I beat Matt Doherty in one-on-one when he was an '82 national champion. He said, you'll never do it. I did the next game. He said, you'll never beat me again. I said, you don't have to. So no, there are no rematches.
No.
That match is over. Sorry.
So Rita, Matt, I'm
Paddleball?
sorry. I was not able to go from hello to yes. So thank you, Scott, for being here. David, how was your
And
time
Sean,
today?
I'm going to turn it over to you so I
Yeah.
can get to the green room for our next show, and I will see you on the next show. Thank you all for being here, and Nathan, great job, and I'll see you all again in the future. Over to you, Sean.
Thank you. Thank you. David, how was your time today?
Bella.
Great job. And that's a feedback or seat. David, how was your time today on Nathan Hansen's Heart of Influence?
It was fantastic because this is a big paradigm shift for what I do. And to hear everybody go on, like I'd be like the last time I had to sell something. When you said like you're selling something, I realized we're still selling our program into the Air Force or different municipalities. Like at some point I'm still selling. So my dad, following on Scott's line, like my dad used to say, the road to excellence is always under construction. So I always try to come into anything with like, what are you going to pick up? To hear, wow, like when you guys interchanged, when Matt was Elon and you guys did your thing, I'm like, oh man, that's really interesting. Like, right, he did make you nod. Just to hear Dr. Joe go on, I'm like, that's a tough get when you're pitching somebody and whatever. But his realization of like, oh, where I want to go. And so I just taking in from everybody who are all, from hearing your bios, are all high performers. I think it was like, there was a lot I'm taking away, and just trying to, how I'm going about talking to people and making sure I'm doing my best to listen. I always say God's greatest gift is God listens. I always want to listen with the ears of God. Sorry, everybody, for the religious reference. But
It's good. It's good.
Whoa.
It's good.
Don't apologize for God,
Nothing to be
bro.
sorry about that at all. So,
I just want to, that's where I always want to be. So anyway, I'm just absorbing and processing. So thank you for everybody's like gifts for me in the last hour.
Yeah, amen, brother. Thank you for that for sure. Let's go, Dr. Kelly. Thank you for being a feedbacker seat. And what's on your heart as we wrap up today, Dr. Kelly? How was your experience?
Thank you. It was insightful. Again, these are experienced people, experienced men in an industry that I haven't always been familiar with, but I think it was very insightful. It really affirms my place in teaching is that it begins with fundamentals. And it includes honesty and transparency and integrity, because those three parameters is what builds trust.
Amen.
And so the basics of the presentations I thought were very healthy, and the constructive nature of it's good stuff.
Yeah. As Matt said, and something that we say, the loving pursuit of the relevant truth, right? The loving pursuit of the relevant truth. Thank you for that, Dr. Kelly. And Ben, thanks for jumping in the participant seat. Appreciate you. Definitely heard the congruence, the presence of mastery. Unfortunately, a couple technical dynamics, but not confused that you're a master, sir. And thanks for braving the participant seat. Ben, how was your time on Nathan's Heart of Influence?
Can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Quickly.
I don't know what's going on here, so I really apologize for that. It was excellent. I tried to prep myself a little bit to this, Sean. I'm not good for surprises, so I watched some of these HOI settings on YouTube just to get a understanding of it. I think in the real world, as we know, the audience may not be as nice when we're calling, and that's what I try to teach my team about objections and overcoming objections. I watched a clip that Bella said on the internet somewhere where she said, I don't fear objections. All I do is ask more questions. If you ask more questions, then you thwart the objection. And so those are just common principles that we as human beings need to understand. And that just puts more attention back on your audience, and they like that. They want to talk. They don't want to listen to you talk. So these are just basic principles that we can all learn from. As you guys have said, y'all are masters in your craft. I honestly, when Scott asked me to be on this, I was like, man, I am so underwhelming for this group. But I loved it. I thought, what an amazing group of men to be a part of. So I appreciate it.
Well, Ben, we appreciate you, and not only do you belong, but brother, I think everybody with your career audio was just deeply moved by your share. Thank you for the courage, the vulnerability, and the mastery. Thank you. Nathan, brother, we're a little bit over, so I thank everyone for that. And Nathan Hansen, what a testament to you that you put these folks together today. Nathan, and I know you guys, many of you know him, well, but Nathan is as heart-centered and integrous as they come, not only as a servant leader to our nation, but in all that he's building in the world. So Nathan Hansen, your final on this outstanding, exemplary Heart of Influence.
Well, Sean, before I say one thing, Shane, did you get your chance? Because
my bad. Remember, I'm blind. Shane, my apologies. I'm blind. I didn't. So Shane, please.
And I may have missed it.
Yeah, no, did not. Shane, please. How was your time today on Nathan's Heart of Influence? By the way, guys, I do this with no notes, no earpiece, yes. So I remember everybody, but I apologize, Shane, for making that skip.
No sweat. It was fantastic. I appreciate the opportunity to be here with you guys. I came into this just basically on blind faith of talking to Scott and Nathan, and just really enjoying that conversation. And this is certainly not disappointed in any way. So just appreciate the time. I know we're running over here. Thank you. Bless you.
Can I say one thing? I think Shane gets Best Dressed Award. I'm handing it out right now. Sorry to everybody else. He gets the award. I'm just handing it out right now.
I think he's got to stand up though to make sure is the wardrobe finished? Is it just what's he wearing below the waist? Maybe we don't want to know.
I know Sean can't see, but Shane is he's got a pocket scarf. He is as a very distinguished wealth advisor. And Shane, Integrated Wealth Care, the name of your business, serving physicians. I love it. I got it. After I typed it out, I was like, that's a good one, Shane. So I definitely appreciate that. And I just wanted to share the level of mastery in this room. And credit to Scott. Scott was key in bringing most of you here. I know some of you wouldn't have come without the trust in Scott, and I hope that was well placed. He is a master, and he recognizes the mastery present in all of you. And I recognize it even more so. And it's just a testament to who you are, who you choose to be on your team. and who you want to go forward and grow with. And I'm excited because I get to speak to every one of you after this, and spend some more time and talking about, hopefully, what can we all do together? What can we do together to make the world a better place? And one thing I'm just going to last parting shot, and this is, even Elon Musk wants to be seen, heard, and understood. And Sean spoke into that, and his love language is efficiency. And it was just, I didn't know how that was going to go. I threw it out there, but even he wants to, make that connection, build that emotional rapport. Sean Senior, as a master of that, and how you spoke into his pattern and his keys to unlocking his heart, which is all, everybody wants to get to that and live there and make decisions from there. And that's why we say growth-minded, heart-centered, lives in integrity, and committed to mastery. That's everyone in this room. And that's why on this call, I look forward to connecting with all of you after this. Thank you.
Thank you. Really beautiful job. My final is this. I was born defective. 75% of people like me are unemployed. When I was 5 years old, my mom thought, how is he going to make a living, let alone ever have and support a family? And of course, through the dynamic of integrity-based human influence, where to apply it, and motion how to get ourselves to use it, things have turned out quite differently, for me and for all of us. Ordinary people doing extraordinary things all day long. And I end every show by saying this: I may be physically blind, which I am, but right in front of all of us are the opportunities to accelerate the impact we're looking for, the financial abundance, even the scaling and duplication. It's often right there. But Nathan, everybody, with all of it right there, at some level, sighted or not, we're all blind and just learning to see. Amen. Great job, everybody. Nathan, awesome. Thanks for the patience. We had so many wonderful people here. Went over meaningfully, not common, but thanks for sticking around. Appreciate you guys. And we have great gifts and opportunities there in the chat. We'll have follow-up. I don't want to take any more time right now. Appreciate you and hope this is the beginning. If it's not, may nobody love your dreams more than you. A lot of people have vision, but there needs to be a how-to. We got some how-to for you. See you soon. Thanks.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.